Today, we're putting this intercooler on this fucking car. I had a lisp. Today, we're putting this intercooler on this fucking car. So first order of business, I'm still need to jack the car up, but first I want to get this bumper off. To get the bumper off, you got to remove this thingy, and I'm not deleting the stock intercooler. I'm gonna leave it in because that's a whole lot more work to do this fucking job, and I don't think it's that important to remove. So take the grill off. Then there's a couple of screws on this side of the bumper and in the same spot on the other side. And then I think it's really just removing the plastic tray underneath after that. And that should be enough to get the bumper off. And then we'll just go from there. Now, before this video starts, I want to talk about what intercooler I'm running and why I'm bothering to run it. So I ordered the ARM Motorsports front mount intercooler. You might ask why. So on these cars, the stock intercooler is sitting in between the AC condenser and the radiator. And so if I were to do a aftermarket stock location setup, I would have to basically remove the whole front clip of the car, like the whole radiator support, all of that. I don't got time for it. It's a daily and it's not that fucking serious to me. Also, the cheapest name brand stock location upgrade starts at like $600 or $700, and it can go all the way up to like $800 or $900. I just don't feel right spending that much for an intercooler when I'm only planning to make about 350 wheel. It just it don't make sense. I like to ball on a budget. So one is ease of install, two is cost. And the ARM intercooler, it's not the greatest intercooler, but it ought to work for my use cases. I don't beat on this car constantly, like back to back to back pulls, and I don't track this car. I'm not too worried about the intake temps as long as they're lower than what they currently are. Another common option that people like to run on these cars is the Treadstone TR8C intercooler. The issue with that is that although it may be all said and done, it'll probably be about what I spent on this one, on this intercooler, but you have to cut your crash bar, you have to trim your bumper down most likely, then you have to figure out your own piping and then pay someone to like weld it up and get all of that shit straight. Again, it's a whole lot of effort, and it's more intercooler than what I need, and for the power I'm trying to make, it's not worth all the hassle. So those are the main reasons I went with the ARM intercooler over any other option. And if air intake IATs are that fucking bad, I have no problem running methanol, you know, any other way, any other option to keep the temps down. But honestly, I'm not too worried about it, especially now since I'm only stage 2. I'm still on the stock turbo. I'm not worried about temps. KO4, it might push it, but seeing as I don't beat on my car back to back to back to back, I'm not too worried about that either. So that's why I did that. And with the ARM intercooler, it comes with everything you need. You only need to drill 2 holes that you wouldn't even be able to see. There's no other trimming or cutting that you got to do. There's no weird shit you got to do to make all this shit fit, or there shouldn't be. Assuming they sent me everything I needed, it shouldn't be. But it's cheap. Well, it's not cheap, but it's affordable. I got it on sale for 400 bucks. It's affordable. It works for what I need. It's easy enough to install, and I don't have to worry about issues selling it later down the road if I do ever end up selling this car. So yeah, First I gotta remove this front bumper, and then we'll go from there. So these are the brackets that come with the intercooler. You'll see it once you get the bumper off, but there's these little air scoops that kind of sit up in here some which away. You pull those out, and where these two holes are right here and right up there, the bracket just slides in. Then all you got to do is drill right here in this center hole. And also you got to remember to remove the air intake sensor, because it sits right here, because it's got to get relocated to right there. So keep that in mind. All right, got the brackets on. I still need to drill through here, and I got these little isolator thingies, I guess, to help with vibration. They thread in, so you don't need any special tools for that. How we doing, Dion? How we doing?
Nigga, we get on shit.
Right. So I forgot to buy a nutsert tool. So yeah, we gonna go with that, and we not gonna talk about it. It's sturdy enough. I don't think the intercooler gonna go nowhere. If it does, it is what it is. So I let Dion paint the intercooler. I think it came out all right. It ought to work with the red. Don't say that on camera. All right. We got the intercooler mounted on jankily, but next I think we got to flip this horn upside down so the intercooler piping will clear. Then after that, it's just gonna be taking the air intake sensor, putting it in there through the bracket right there, and doing the piping. Then we just got to button everything back up.
Everybody drink your water.
Say what?
Everybody drink your water. Stay hydrated.
Okay.
I was supposed to make a birthday tribute on what the fuck I did before.
So about this horn situation, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So for the meantime, I'm going to bend this shit out of the way just so the piping can go through. I don't fucking know how it's supposed to be mounted. Whew. Got one side of the intercooler piping on. Now I just got to do the second side. Once I get that second side on, we can start putting this whole thing back together and try and start it. Dion's looking for a spotlight currently so we can get some light over here. Well, Dion, we finally got this some bitch on. I got the intercooler hoses on. I got the air intake temp sensor thingy on down there. Now we're just gonna start it and check for any weird shit, see if anything happens. Waiting for my cob access port to turn on. That looks good to me. Now to just button all this bullshit back up. Whew. Intercooler's in. Can't really see it. We didn't show like putting the bumper and shit back on, because that's pretty straightforward. You don't really need to see that again. I'll finish this video tomorrow so you can see it better in the daylight, and I can get like give you some actual insight as to what my intake temps are compared to how they used to be in this weather. Let you know how the car drives, and on the ride home tonight, I'll basically, if there's any boost leak, we'll find out tonight on the way home. So yeah, pick this up tomorrow. Just did a pull. It's 40 degrees outside, and it's reading 46 on the cob access port. Well, 48 now, but during the pull I saw like 44, 46 degrees. It's definitely doing a lot better than the stock intercooler. The real test will be to see how well it holds up once it gets hot. and once I get a KO4, just a slightly bigger turbo, we'll really see how it holds up. But so far, it's definitely sitting about 10, 15 degrees cooler than the stock intercooler in the same weather. It's a noticeable difference. I'm not too sure how big of a difference it's gonna make how it feels like power wise, but as far as the temps go, it is noticeably lower. So far I'm happy with it, and I don't think I have any boost leaks yet. I'll give y'all a walk around once I get somewhere I can stop and actually show you how it looks on the car and whatnot. Damn, you can't even really see it through the grill. You can barely see it through the grill. It's really not super obvious unless you're in the right lighting. I'm gonna have to take the thumbnail from the opposite side of the car, because as you can see right there, I broke that clip on the bumper. It looks kind of ugly. I might just send it and super glue it. But yeah, intake temps were really good. It pulled fine, it pulled hard, nothing was weird. I'll probably end up getting a retune for it now and go E30, get an E30 blend. Since I'm technically full bolt-on now, I got an intake, downpipe, intercooler, tune, it's full bolt-on. So probably just say fuck it and go E30. I kind of want to dyno it though. I want to dyno it before I get a bigger turbo just to see where it's at. I think on E30, I should at least hit like 270 wheel, maybe 280 on a generous dyno. But as it is right now, considering I'm not retuned for that intercooler, it's probably around like 255, maybe 260. So I could see E30 putting me at like 270, 275 maybe. But I like it. The install wasn't too hard. It's pretty straightforward. I really need a new lip, but it wasn't too bad at all. For $400, I got it on sale during Black Friday. I'm happy with it. I don't really have no complaints other than the brackets for the intercooler. I ended up trimming the holes where you have to slide the brackets in. I ended up having to trim those a little bit because the brackets don't fit that well. It's close, but it's not quite where it needs to be. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. So I'm gonna probably just end the video there. Let me see. I appreciate everybody for watching. If you like the video, you know what I'm saying, you know what to do. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. I got another video that should be dropping this upcoming weekend, because that's the next time I'll probably have some free time. So until then, I'll see y'all. Peace.